Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be carrying on with Citizen Sleeper. That game's only really just got started, so there's plenty more to do here. Storylines to uncover, activities to do, and it's going to be pretty good. Let's remind ourselves where we are this morning. So we're fading, so our energy... Is that our energy? This is our energy, I forget what this is, kind of our condition. In any case, whatever it's called, we've moved down a level basically. So we've only got 3 dice today. However, they are pretty high dice, so we should be able to achieve something good today. So we've got the shipyard where we could sort of try and ingratiate ourselves a little bit. We try and help out Dragos because you know, he's got this debt to pay that we kind of need to help him out with. We got some stuff in the rotunda. We've uncovered the bar. We've got the ambergris, where there's someone there who we're helping. We're mainly waiting for the doctor to sort of get more info, and I think that's a couple more days away. I don't know if we can go into... I think we kind of have to do this stuff till we can progress into the next area. So I think we'll help Dragos because I think we do need to do that. Hull dissection seems to be the best thing. I might not... It's risky, so what does this do? We've got a 25% chance of a bad result here, but I kind of don't want to risk my better dice on this, so I'm going to go for that. Neutral outcome. So, okay, so we've done the timer a little bit. We've got 15 cryo, which is pretty cool. When we fill this up, maybe we get something big. I kind of want to concentrate on getting this, but I think we're going to have to wait for the doctor on that, unfortunately. Okay, so we've done a bit for him. Maybe we could go into the shipyard and check it out a little bit. So what do we want to do? We kind of want to get known, and to get known we kind of need to fill up this little clock face down here. So we have a -1 on this, and it's a dangerous one. Maybe we'll put our 5 on here. Good chance of a good success. Let's see how that goes. Positive outcome. So yeah, so we've added 2 sections to the clock, and a little bit of money. So that's good. I don't want to sort of spam... I mean, I've got a 6, so 6 is basically... We're going to have a good success on whatever we choose to do. I might go and check out the ambergris again. We need to help the person here. So we could actually... Although this is dangerous, it's a critical action. However, we have a 6, and we have a +1. So that should be a guaranteed success, I would think. And Kita has a couple of glitched repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, you can repair the they can repair the ambergris for you. So I think we'll do that with our 6. I'd like to get this one going. 100% positive outcome here. There we go. If you hear any howling in the background, the children went out with their mother a short time ago, and the dog doesn't like it when people leave the house. So I kind of missed that. What happened? The drones can take the repairs from here. Well, that's pretty good. So are they gonna start filling this up on their own? That'd be pretty awesome. We're gonna leave. I guess I probably want to eat. I'll try and get this up. And then we're out of dice, so it'll probably be the end of the day. Eventually, we're going to want to maintain this quite high, and then we'll be able to do more actions in a day. 15 cryo. Alright, well I think we'll do it. We want to fill this up as well and get to know Emphis. So we've got the energy, filled up a fungus fan. I think we need to do 4 before the next kind of story beat on with Emphis, so I'm not going to do that now, obviously, as we're full of it. Energy is full. Honestly, I think we're just maybe going to go and sleep. I've run out of dice, so yeah, I think we'll end the cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, and then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to pass. But you begin to try. Right, let's focus on the nodes first. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle. Dimensions are difficult here. And lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads are nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere, shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you. Tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. So, a new clock for us here. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cycles until that person arrives. So a very mixed roll for us. We've got a 2, a 3, and a 6. So that's... the cloud. This is good. This is maybe we can use our 2 here. So I explained this in the previous episode. Basically, there's 2 layers to this station. The physical layer, which we've been exploring, and the cloud, which is kind of the old computer systems and networks and stuff. And we can switch between them. So if I do that, we are now in sort of the IT section. And these nodes are people, I think, things happening. These ones we can interact with. We have key nodes. Havenage agent. So we'll find out in a sec what that is. Solheim Gate, key node. Havenage agent, key node. And these will change and they'll add more. Yataghan agent. I think the Yataghan is like the criminal element. So let's start down here. So for instance, the key node. To unlock this, I need a 2. I'm not going to read that. We'll explain as we go. So this is actually a 3. So if I put a 2 there, it's actually a 3. So it's not going to... Is it going to work? Maybe. The data here is part of a cache tucked away during the collapse. Who hid this and for what purpose? So we actually can use our 2 here to unlock this. I think I could also use a 1 because of this +1. I think the 2 is still usable, judging by that. I have a key node here. This requires a 1, so can I use my 2 here? I can't. Okay. What's that? Oh, it's a 1. Can I use my 2 here? Obviously not, because that's 3. Yeah, sorry about that. Havenage agent. A Havenage member. I think the Havenage is like the security force. Is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. So again, I could use my 2 and bypass this. And I'd get something like a bit of intelligence I could maybe sell or use in some way. Solheim Gate. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. And you need something called a cipher, and we'll start to learn more about what those are and where we get them. Another key node. This is actually a 3, so could I put my 2 in here? I can. So that's cool. So the +1, it kind of gives you more options in terms of what numbers we use. That's quite cool. Another Havenage agent. Another one of those we could do. Get some intel. Another keynode. That's a 1, so we can't do that one. And we've got the Yatagan agent over here. Another 1. So we've got a few things we can do. I guess it comes down to, do we want to unlock a keynode, or do I want some intel I might be able to sell? That's not the keynode I can do. Let's try this. Let's try the first data cache then. We'll bypass that. Perk, transfer intercept, +5 cryo. Oh, okay. I think that is our perk, isn't it? Sometimes on these interface checks we can earn a bit of cryo. I think, yeah, I remember now. So let's extract that data. Neutral outcome, one encrypted key. A stream of passcodes able to unlock the station's aging maglogs. Okay. So I think now if we flip back to the eye. Was there somewhere that was locked? I might be able to get in there now. I don't think so. Although my keys disappear now, so it's here. So is there something I can unlock here now? Can I put a key in? No, I don't think it works like that. Just Sci-Fi. Able to unlock... Okay, well, I don't think I can do anything with that right now, so let's leave that for a sec. I've got another 6, so that'd be good to use on something. And a 3... Did I have a 3? I might have had a... Was there a 3 in here somewhere? Ah, okay. Well, let's do this one as well. Let's extract the data. Neutral outcome. So I've got some Havenage data, or a cache of raw data from Havenage hardware. Ooh. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread, strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. Oh, this is a voice. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Let's stay still. Oh, it's a hunter. Sentient protocol unraveling. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, although there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper, SNR. Unknown. Known? The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop! The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I'm a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock? An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Ooh. Hunter. We did something there, didn't we? We woke it up. Mentioned something in the rotunda, a sealed dock. Well, I know we haven't finished exploring the rotunda yet. We're doing this dock watcher thing. It'd be such a waste to use my 6 on this, though. I'm gonna leave that for a sec. Maybe we go to the shipyard and use our 6 there. Well, there's this thing here. I feel like with the story, maybe we should do the rotunda then. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll steal the dock. Actually, I only need 1. So let's just do this. Yeah, okay. There we go. Positive outcome. Dock watcher. So we've finished this thing now. So if we exit... Sealed dock, that's appeared now. Unlock maglock. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? We have a key. Oh, I can click on data, there we go. So we can bring the key into this maglock. It only needs 1, some of them need more. So let's start that and unseal this. The maglock thunks open and you can remove it from the entryway. On to the next one. Oh, there's 2 maglocks. Oh. Okay, I've only been able to do 1. Never mind. I haven't made much money today. I'm kind of loath to go and spend 15 on that. I could buy some rations. Get a drink and become a regular. I might buy some rations then, as money's a little bit tight. There we go, filled our energy. In terms of the data, I think we kind of have to go into this area. I'm going to click on the gate, why not? Ah, okay, yeah, so we need 60 credits to get into the slum area, basically, is what it is. But I think we'll rest now, again, end the cycle, because we've run out of dice. Wow, okay, this is the kind of day where we spend it in the network side. Because we're not doing much with 2s. However, oh, here we go. Container. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. This might be Dragos.
Sleeper, wake up.
Oh, no, it's Feng, Average Systems Engineer. Okay, he probably had a little frog in his throat when he was greeting us. Sleeper, wake up! Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. Oh, you do now? He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat? What's this? I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. And then we've got another... Okay. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Erlin? You pass together into the main hall walkway. No one has told you about Erlin? He's the founder of this place, and that's why it bears his name. Haven't it should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to, or a continuation of, Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say about you sleepers is true, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper! He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Okay, so another little timer there. We kind of got to wait for him to... Actually, that's the hunter thing, I think. I don't know what the timer is for him. But yeah, so we're going to go into the eye. We'll probably maybe we can get another key thing. What have we got here? We've got Legion. Keynote. What do we need for this? This is a 1, so that's out. This will work for us. That's a 3. But we can +1, so that's fine. So we'll bypass that. Extract the data, which should be another key, I would think. There we go. Try another keynote. I think this might be a 1, this one. It's saying I can... Is it saying I can put 2 in there? Oh, it is. How does that work? I don't know. Okay, well, let's grab another key anyway. Now we've got 5 cryo. We've got 2 keys, and it's yet again agent. Can we do anything with him? Sit. What is this? Yeah. I don't quite get the +1 thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. Have an edge agent. Can I do anything with this guy? Okay. So this makes sense. So it's a 2, but with a +1 it's a 3, so we can also put a 3 in. Well, this works. Let's do this. Another 5 cryo. Yes. Okay, so we got some more data. That's good. Okay, so we're out of dice, but let's go and open up this sealed dock. Now that we've got this other key. The maglock thunks open. Here we go. So I think, do I just sort of exit, and we can go to Neoven 33, Mysterious Machine. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Let's approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors, squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships.
Enter your registration.
Chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend.
Entity,
they hiss.
Speak with me.
Who's there? There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath, before the machine speaks again.
I have need of you. You have need of me.
That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice.
You are in danger.
Danger? The machine creaks.
You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you.
The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter.
The Hunter Protocol. They will taste your signature.
The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge.
You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind.
You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum.
Emulated minds are adaptable. Move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you target. How? Hunter searches for illegal entities. Neovent screeches. You are sentient, therefore illegal. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine. An unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovent. Masters are gone but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. Their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings. Save self, Neovent says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Got a new drive. Free Neovent. Need our help. Okay. But we're gonna buy a vial of stabilizer because I think the doctor is now ready to see us. I'm gonna pop into the eye thing. So is there anything else in this dock to kind of do? Ah, hunter nest. So what do these require? The nest is a tangle of algorithms, recursively generating possible Solheim communication codes. Okay, it is a dice thing. Okay, let's go see the doc. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how, Yatagan. They trail off. We should treat them with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material, and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine, the only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. How sure are you? I'm working with best guesses here, but the case, the vials, it looks authentic. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe, and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Ah, what happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients, sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. So Sabine's surgery is now a vendor, I think, 100 cryo there for each thing of stabilizer. However, you'll notice at the top we're now stable, we're full. So our next dice roll, in fact our next few cycles worth of dice rolls, we're going to get 5 dice, which is pretty cool. But for today we are out of dice, and I don't think there's much we can do. I mean, I could go to the bar, and I might order a drink this time. There we go, so we're one section of being an Overlook regular. And it gave us an energy, interestingly enough. We're on 4 out of 5, so I don't feel the need to eat or drink again today. So I think we'll go and rest. Oh, look at that. 3 6s and a 4. And that's good. And we got a 2, so we could... what's this? Feng. He's ready to talk to us now. We should go and see what he wants. Sleeper! Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havanage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easy to come in this way, security and all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. What's going on there? It's a ship or something. No, it's... No, there is a ship moving, but as I move the mouse it kind of changed the angle. It looked weird, something was sort of extruding from his body. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are built from the original station, A1, however you would say that. The one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a constant, concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines, humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light up this place like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. God, a shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above? He nods at the ceiling. They've granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking, back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Cool. Okay, well, he's given us a cipher, so let's go straight down and see if we can do that thing, which is here. Yep, so we're going to slot this cipher into there. Gate S7 access. With a squawk of noise, the old gate flips open, granting access. So, ooh, yeah, okay, he's given us 3 node locations. So, what do these require? Requires a 4 or a 2? Yes, well, so does this work? It does. Alright, well, I need to use this 2 for something, so let's give that a go. Got some Solheim data. This network storage holds corporate records, most of them corrupted by a failed systems purge. So that's gone now. This one, we need a 1 or a 3. Don't have 1 or a 3. I think that's what it is. I think you can put... I think this would need a 1 or a 2, but because this is a +1, it's a 1 and a 3. I think I've grasped that now. Or a 2 and a 3. Well, I've got a 4, so again, I can't do that right now. I probably can't do much else in this zone because all my dice are a bit high for it now. But that's good. Tell you what, let's go back to Feng and see if we can sell the data that we just found. So we'll put the Solheim data in here. Feng will pay you well for any Solheim data you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. Why didn't that do? Yeah. What he does with it is anyone's guess. Right, well, let's start that. 15 cryo, and we got it's filled up a section of this little clock here. Okay. So all these 6s, what do I want to do with these? I need to help this guy, don't I? Because his time's running out, and he needs something good. These are both repeatable. Is there one that's better than others? I don't think so. Tell you what, we can start with a 4. Positive outcome. Okay, we got 2 sections to our clock and got 15 cryo, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to use one of my 6s as well on here. Another one would fill up the clock. Oh, it would be nice just to kind of move on from this. Okay, I'm going to do it. It's a bit of a waste, I guess, but they've got to use them on something, right? Okay, so what has happened now? If I come out here... Yeah, we've got a bit of a quest thing going on. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red, blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened?
What do you mean?
He glances at you.
I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened.
No, what happened to the ship?
Not my concern.
He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited.
I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm going to need some help with this one.
The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived at a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the S&ARP freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered? Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps, if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder.
After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think?
You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned upon its side. Winterlight. Let's do it. He claps you on the back.
Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty.
Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. We have an upgrade point. I think that's our first one. It's going to take us through this tutorial for leveling up. We've completed our first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point. I'd forgotten that, so that's good info. To spend on upgrading our character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. Like so. Here we are. This is us. So as we found in character creation, we have a +1 point in interface, which we can see here is a perk that gives you the chance to gain cryo. So these perks, if I started as a different class, I could upgrade interface +1, and I'm pretty sure I would still get this perk. So there's a good thing about this game. The upgrade points are pretty rare. You don't get a huge amount of them to spend. But yeah, you can do that sort of thing. I would like to do endure, because we could get sort of free energy at home, which is pretty good because we're spending sort of 10 to 15 at the moment to get more energy in. Although it does cost a dice, so you know it's not perfect. What checks are we finding a lot of that we might want to at least get a better modifier in? So this is Intuit. Predictive reasoning. Dice actions display potential positive and negative outcomes. Now that's good, because we can see at the moment the % chance of a positive, neutral, negative outcome, but we don't know what will happen if we get one of those rolls. So that's quite good. Chance to gain random scrap item on engineering actions. So that could be quite good as well. I'm going to go Intuit. I'll upgrade that. Yeah. Just so we can sort of see what we're getting ourselves into. We have one more 6 dice. Oh, there's something here. Scrap freighter. Let's go and visit that. So yeah, so these are things that will arrive on either side of the station periodically. You can, as we see here, buy some scrap. We actually have 80 credits. Where did I get all that money from? Probably when I was doing the wrecking stuff for Dragos. Most of what comes in from the starboard belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found amongst the salvage. So, because we have 80, I actually am going to put 20 in there and see if we can get something valuable. A random scrap item. What is this? Ship mine fragment. And that's pretty valuable because we'll see. I know that Ankita, who's repairing her ship, wants a ship mined. I think we either need 2 or 3 fragments for a whole ship mined. I'm not sure. I mean, we could earn 15 cryo, but I want to save the 6 dice, I think, for now. Let's try that again. And
it isn't a waste. That ship mind is good value. What did I get this time? Scrap components. Yeah, okay. Ooh, do I do it again? I think I'll do it again. Because if we can get another ship mine, that would be really good. No, more scrap. But we can sell these, it's not without value. Let's leave that. Let's look at the Ort Exchange and see what they'll do. So we can sell one... The Ort Exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up, break down and sell off. So you could put in a scrap fragment. We could make 19 cryo, basically guaranteed. Don't know about that. Well, let's try doing this first. 12 cryo, and we've got +1 trusted trader. Okay. I'll sell the other one. Yeah, same again. Okay. Where do I want to spend my 6 dice? That's the question. Let's go in Feng's Bay. Oh yeah, yeah. Help Ankita again, maybe. I think these drones are going to do this automatically, so because we did really well on that critical action. Maybe that's okay. I might go to the shipyard. I don't really want to lose condition. We'll do it this way. There we go, 5 more cryo. Well, that feels pretty good. We could... I want to kind of get to be a Regulus, but we could fill up our energy by buying one of each. Actually, or just doing a few of these. One. Do another one. So we're regular now, so if I come out... There we go. The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Horn, the spacer calls out across the low room. What are you doing there? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? Let's ignore him. You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into hard vacuum. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch. You reach up a hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Oh. Through the haze of glass and girol vapour, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it is cleared, and a fresh measure of girol is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol and a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch. She smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Watch her.
Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard, all the time tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So, you been on the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act all tough with me. A splinter clinks into the tin. Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know, but I know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'll separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we got ain't much, and the company is, she leans in, limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar. And if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the Greenway this cycle haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, Sleeper. Here. She slides the glass of Girol to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. And before long is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Girol. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old, feels good. And there we go. We're now friends with Tala. So yeah, we met some new people today, and we'll continue to do so. There's lots and lots of people to meet on this station and get to know, and to help or otherwise. Yeah, and we'll get into that a bit more in the next episode, I think. So thanks very much for watching this episode of Citizen Sleeper. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do hit the thumbs up button on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so before. And yeah, I'll hope to see you next time for more. Bye for now.